languages like English, Persian, and Urdu. The main reason behind that was Muslims of India considered Arabic as a sacred language because the Holy Quran was revealed in it. In addition, Ahadith and other Islamic theological sciences were also written in Arabic language at a large scale. So, a large group of Indian Muslims had some misconceptions and assumed that it has no utility and applicability in their social life. Then, over a period of time, various journals came into existence in Arabic by the eminent Indian Arabic scholars and led to the development of Arabic journalism in India. The term journalism is derived from the French word journal, which itself is evolved from a Latin word journalis. The Arabic term which is used for journalism is sihafa, which comes from the word suhuf. The word suhuf has been mentioned in the Holy Quran in Surah Al-Ala, ayah 18 and 19. Inna haza lafi suhufi ula suhufi Ibrahim wa Musa. Modern journalism is spread over five departments of mass communication: newspapers and periodicals, radio, television, films, and advertisement. About beginning of Arabic journalism in India. The first Arabic newspaper was published in Indian subcontinent was Al-Nafu Al-Azim li Ahli Hada Al-Ilm on 17 October 1871 from Lahore by Sheikh Muqarrab Ali. This newspaper used to cover various issues like religious, social, educational, literary and moral, etc. and a special column on Sir Syed Ahmad Khan and different articles on classical Arabic poetry. This newspaper stopped publication in 1885, but it had a great impact for emerging other journals and newspapers in later stage. Then later on, in South India, lot of Arabic journals, magazines and newspapers came into existence during the second half of the 20th century. The first among them was Majalla Al-Bushra from Kerala in 1963 by the Arabic Teachers Association. It was published for 10 years and then stopped. Second one was Majalla Al-Tanbir, then Majalla Al-Hadi in 1974, then Al-Baqiyat in 1974. There were around 20 Arabic journals appeared in various parts of South India since 1963 after the first journal. In North India, the first one to start was Majallatul Bayan, which was published in 1902 from Lucknow. It was the only medium of communication between Indian Muslims and the Arab countries at that time. Majallatul Jamia was the second one, and this journal was first published by Maulana Abul Kalam Azad from Kolkata in the year 1923. This journal played a vital role in reviving the Islamic science and cultures in India through the publication of religious, educational and cultural articles, but it was published only for 1 year. Then came Majallatul Zia. This journal was introduced by Masood Alam Nadvi from Lucknow. It was established in 1932 and again it lasted only for 4 years. Then something about Indian Arabic journalists. There were few torchbearers of Arabic journalism in India. The foremost is Sayyid Abul Hasan al-Nadwi. He wrote many books in Arabic languages, literature and Islamic culture. And two masterpieces written by him are Maza Khasr al-Alam bil-Inhitatil Muslimin and Qasasun Nabiyyin. Qasasun Nabiyyin was soon included in the syllabus for teaching Arabic students at various institutions around the globe. He also wrote Rawai Iqbal, in which he introduced Muhammad Iqbal's Islamic thoughts to the Arabic world. He was the chief editor of the journal Al-Nadwa. Other scholars of that time were Sayyid Muhammad Ali Hassani, Allama Saeed Al-Azmi, Dr. Muhammad Ishtiba Al-Nadwi and Dr. Rashid Al-Nadwi, etc. current Arabic journals. First one is Thaqafatul Hind. It is a reputed quarterly Arabic journal being published by the Indian Council for the Cultural Relations, New Delhi, since 1950 AD. It represents all the past, present Indian cultures and publishes articles about various Indian stories, dramas, novels, biographies, etc. Second one is Albas al-Islami. It is a reputed monthly Arabic journal being published continuously from Nadwatul Ulama, Lucknow, from 1955 onwards. The founder of this journal was Sayyid Muhammad al-Hassani. It has played vital role in the promotion of Arabic language and literature throughout the Indian subcontinent. Third was Sautul Sharq. This is a monthly journal being issued from the Center of Information Indian Embassy in Cairo, Republic of Egypt, from 1952 onwards. The journal played an important role in Indo-Egypt relationship. Then Sautul Al-Ummah. This is a monthly Arabic journal being published from Darul Talif wa Tarjama under Salafia University of Banaras since 1969 AD. Previously, it was named as Sautul Jamia and later changed to Sautul Ummah. This is considered as one of the best known journal of India. Since its establishment, this journal has been playing an important role in the propagation of Islam to protest against the misconceptions and the false propagandas of Christians as well as Bidaya and superstitious. Then was Majallatul Hind. This is an educational and cultural journal introduced by the Indian Embassy in Syria in the year 1972. Then Majalla al-Rabitatul Islamiyah. This is a monthly Arabic journal which published jointly missionary and cultural aspects. Later, the graduates of Darul Ulum founded an association which is entitled Al-Rabitatul Islamiyah Lidawa wa Thaqafatul Ulum in 1985. Coming to the conclusion, journalism is a profession where eminent scholars across the world get involved in it actively. They can exchange their valuable ideas and thoughts. Their writings help the people and learners to become aware of the various issues and facts. It makes the people cultured, refine their beliefs, promote inventions and discoveries. To spread the teaching of Islam and awareness to the Muslim youths as well. And to spread Arabic and Islamic science among the Muslims of India and to introduce Arabic among the cultured people. I thank all of you for the patient listening. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Shagufta, for presenting a very good research paper and covering all the history of Arabic journalism in India thoroughly. Now, I would like to call Dr. Hina Fatma, former faculty, Department of Arabic, University of Mumbai, and her topic would be contribution of Majallatul Hind to the development of Quranic studies.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I hope you all are doing well. Thank you. Nahmaduhu wa nusalli ala rasulihil kareem. All praises to Almighty who allow me to stand in front of you, my dear students, my teachers, all the guests and the dignitaries who given me this chance to say some words about this topic. My topic is the contribution of Indian Research Journal to the Arabic and Islamic studies. This inspiring topic of Arabic journalism in India made me to take this topic, though I was a bit confused that either it should come in the Islamic journalism or Arabic journalism. But the point which I found in this special issue of Majallatul Hind is that the editor, Dr. Aurangzeb Ali, he tried and all the writers in the journals to give a light of the to give a light on the linguistic perspective of the Quran. The Quran is a book of language. The Quran is considered as not only the religious book but also as the book of Arabic language and literature. At even highest level in many countries, especially in Arabic countries, the Quran are memorized by heart to be considered and accustomed to as a vocabularies and a style. Many scholars read it as the book of literature also, and they dive in it. Below in the brief study of the Quran as the book of language and its impact on the contribution to the Arabic language. The revelation of the Quran resulted in many reformation, addition, deletion and beautification in the Arabic language. The Muslims in the beginning of the Islamic calendar were so desirous to preserve the Quran, they hurried to reform the form, grammar, pronunciation, Arabic alphabet and writing system to make them developed. Arabic grammar was codified in the 2nd and 3rd Islamic century. The foremost famous grammarian Abu Asad ad-Dawli developed dot system in Arabic language in the 1st Hijrah. The Quran unified different dialects before the revelation of the Quran. The Arabic language had several dialects and pronunciation used in different tribes and religions. But when the Quran revealed, it unified the whole Arab on one dialect, the dialect of Quraysh. Because of the Quran, the Quraysh dialect spread in the whole Arabs and was chosen as the ideal one. Thus, the Arabic language became one unified standard language. The Quran is a book of literature. In one of the articles, it is being mentioned, mainly the Quran is the book of guidance. On the other hand, it has its linguistic and literary aspect as well. Sayyid Qutb has written a book on this very topic, namely At-Tasweer al-Fanni fil Quran. Az-Zamakhshari is also, rahimullah, also amongst the first who preserved the artistic beauty in the Quran, but his approach was limited. For the Quran artistic portrayal, representation and depiction, Sayyid Qutb uses the word At-Tasweer al-Fanni. Explaining the idea of Tasweer al-Fanni, Sayyid Qutb writes, التصوير هو الأداة المفضلة في أسلوب القرآن، فهو يعبر بالصورة المحسة المتخيلة عن المعنى الذهني والحالة النفسية وعن الحادث المحسوس والمشهد المنظور وعن النموذج الإنساني والطبيعي والبشري، ثم يرتقي بالصورة التي يرسمها فيمنحها الحياة الشاخصة أو الحركة المتجددة، فإذا المعني الذهني حية أو حركة، وإذا الحالة النفسية لوحة أو مشهد، وإذا النموذج الإنساني الشاخص حي، وإذا الطبيعة البشرية المجسمة مرئية، فأما الحوادث والمشاهد والقصص والمناظر فيردها شاخصا حاضرة فيها الحياة وفيها الحركة، فإذا أضاف إليها الحوار فقد استوت لها كل العناصر التخيل. I would like to summarize my topic by just giving the highlights of this magazine. There are the 5 parts of this journal, special issue of the Quranic studies. First, the original articles on the Quranic studies. Second, the translated articles on the Quranic studies. Books on Quranic studies, special issues on Quranic personalities, reviews on books on the Quranic studies. This magazine, Indian Journal of Arabic and Islamic Studies, published offline and online both. The glimpse of the topics of this special issue I would like to highlight in one of its issue, the Quranic Calligraphy in Medieval India by Zafarul Islam, the science of recitation of the Quran in medieval India, tradition and non-traditional methodology of interpretation of the Quran, a critical study, coherence in the Quran, tafsir and original development with special references, contribution of Sultanate period to the Quranic studies, metaphors of the Quran in the light of tafsir, significance of some of the words used in the Quran and rhymes. So overall, these 5 issues which are being published from Delhi, these are the monumental work which will always remain for the studies of Quran and science, and it has a special connection with the language and literature. And in these all issues, the thing which is being highlighted, it has the linguistic perspective of the Quran, as the Quran is being considered as the book of the religion, but it has so many aspects by which and throughout the history it is being written and being learned, the linguistic perspective of the Quran and the linguistic miracles of the Quran. So it could be said that it's a extensively and exhaustively written and compiled, and the 6th compilation which is being under print, which will be on the cohesion of the Quran. I wrap up my talk here. I wrap up my paper here, and I would like to ask if there is any question related to my paper, so please do ask. Actually, I was not able to, I was just given these 2 days to complete this, and I thought I'm not able to give justice to this topic. And once I'll be asked to write, I'm going to give it properly. Is there any question related to that? Okay, thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Hina Fatima, for shedding light on Quranic studies and history of Arabic language and Quranic studies, and covering the articles published in the research journal of the Indian Journal of Arabic and Islamic Studies, and the editor is Dr. Aurangzeb Azmi. Now, I would like to call Dr. Durdana Shaheen, and her topic would be Arabic journalism in India after 1960. Okay. So let's move on, and I would like to call Mrs. Shehnaz, and her topic would be Arabic journalism in India, its gradual development and advancement. So please come.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My topic today is Arabic journalism in India, its evolvement and advancement. In this paper, an attempt has been made to bring forth different Arabic journals that appeared at the various parts of India from initial stage and up till now. Journalism evolved very late in Arabic as compared to other languages such as English, Persian, Urdu, French, and so on. The main reason was that Arabic was considered as a pious language of the Holy Quran, prophetic Hadith, and other Islamic theological sciences by the then Muslims of India, and therefore they bore the misconception that it cannot be used in their regular life. But over the time, their mindset changed, looking at the scenario of Arab world and the functional capability of this language. Finally, Indian Arabic scholars played an important role in sprouting various journals like Al-Bayan, Al-Ziya, Al-Jamia, Thaqafat ul-Hind, Al-Dai, Dawatul Haq, Saut ul-Ummah, Al-Sahaba ul-Islamia, etc. This is how the development of Arabic journalism evolved in India. Introduction. The term journalism is derived from the French word journal, and it is evolved from the late Latin word journalis, which denotes belonging to a day, whereas the term used in Arabic for journalism is sihafa, which has its root in the word suhuf and sahifa. This term has been well defined by the Arab lexicographers. Ibn Manzur describes journalism as a leaf of paper wherein people write. In Holy Quran, Almighty Allah says, "This is surely in the earlier books, the books of Abraham and Moses." Here, in Arabic term, word suhuf refers to the books of heavens revealed upon Prophet Ibrahim and Prophet Moses, peace be upon them. The author N. Jayapalan, in his book, defines journalism in this way. Journalism is that part of social activity which is concerned with the dissemination of news and views about society. Journalism is gathering and disseminating news. Modern journalism fills few essential departments of mass communication such as newspaper, periodicals, radio, television, films, and advertising. To define well, journalism is considered as the fourth pillar of democracy due to its importance in the state. It is considered as the media savvy and an elegant profession. It has its diverse impact on all aspects of modern life. Before discussing further about Arabic journalism in detail, I would like to bring forth the names of a few Arabic legendaries who were in fact the torchbearer of Arabic journalism in India, and their contribution in the field of Arabic journalism holds an in-depth position. Among them, Sayyid Muhammad al-Hassani, the most prominent scholar whose contribution the famous Arabic journal Al-Bas al-Islami came forth. Thereafter, other prominent Arabic ustads and writers like Sayyid Muhammad Wazir Rashid Hassani al-Nadwi, Dr. Saidur Rahman Azmi, Maulana Masood Alam Nadwi, and Sayyid Abul Hassan Ali al-Nadwi also developed it. We all are very well aware that Al-Sayyid Abul Hassan Ali al-Nadwi wrote innumerable books in Arabic language, literature, and Islamic culture. Moreover, he had contributed a lot in Arabic and Urdu journalism also. He was the editor-in-chief of the journal Al-Nadwa, which was considered as the mouthpiece of Nadwa al-Ulama. He also brought forward two Urdu journals entitled Tamir-e-Hayat and Nida-e-Milad. Beginning of Arabic journalism in India. The very first Arabic newspaper was published in Indian subcontinent entitled Al-Nafu al-Azim li Ahli Ida al-Iklim, published on 17th October 1871 from Lahore by Sheikh Mukarrab Ali and supervised by Mr. G.W. Laithis, the then Registrar of Punjab University. Initially, this newspaper only had 8 pages, but then it went up to 10 pages. It covered various issues like religious, social, educational, literary, and moral, etc. A special column on Sir Syed Ahmad Khan and his significant role on educational reform was also published. To add on to it, it had a special column for classical Arabic poetry. The purpose of this newspaper was to bring forth some noble ideas such as to literate Indian Muslim with Arabic language so that all can understand the rules of Islamic sciences compiled in this language. To acquaint religious Muslims with subject and contemporary issues so that they can understand their responsibility and to broaden their thinking. To introduce various Arabic sciences with the Arabic in the midst of Indian men of letters. To bring forth modern concerns and current issues. To practice Arabic widely in speaking and writing. For those who are already familiar with it. This newspaper stopped publication in 1885 AD, but it left an unending impact for the journals to emerge. Other newspapers that evolved in later stage were Al Bayan 1902, Al Rai, Al Jamia 1923, Al Zia 1931, Thaqafat ul Hind 1950, Al Bas Islami 1955, Dawat ul Haq 1965, Sautul Umma 1969, and Al Dai 1976. During pre-independence and post-independence periods, lots of Indian Arabic journals and newspapers were published from different divisions of India, such as North India, Northwest India, South India, and from Indian Embassy in Egypt and Syria also. Here I would like to discuss those journals in the following pages. The Malaja ul Bayan was one of the earliest Arabic journals and holds a prominent position in India and abroad. The first issue of this journal was published in 1902 AD from Lucknow under the direction of Sayyid Abdullah al-Imadi, who was an editor for 8 years. Regarding his service, Sayyid Abul Hay al-Hassani says, he, Sheikh Abdullah al-Imadi, became familiar by his vast knowledge in various sciences like prophetic tradition, hadith, commentary of Holy Quran, tafsir, jurisprudence, fiqh, and scholastic science, ilmul kalam, and his mastery in Arabic, Persian, and Urdu languages. He used to compose poetry and had the capacity to analyze poetry critically. Moreover, he translated many articles published in various journals into Arabic and Urdu languages. He had such a sharp memory that he could grasp various subjects and was very knowledgeable. The journal Mulajat al-Bayan was a monthly bilingual journal. It was published in Arabic and it was published Arabic and Urdu articles. The content of the articles are generally educational, literary, history, and informatory types. The first issue of the journal contained 44 pages, and there was a column entitled Hada Bayan li Nas, in which commentary of Holy Quran tafsir used to discuss. Further on, it provides information about the research studies and also current books that were published from various Muslim countries. The Majalat al-Bayan was most popular journals in India, and it was appreciated by the intelligentsia. Regarding this journal, Dr. Ayub Nadvi says the journal Al-Bayan has made great astonished to the learned personalities of India and abroad. In Arab countries, the Arab who have gone through it commented it nicely. In fact, Journal Al-Bayan was like a school where whole generation was taught in the way of modern Arabic. And its importance lies on that it was the only medium of communication between Indian Muslims and the Arab countries at that time. And that way we have many more journals that came forward, and it played a very important role in upbringing Arabic language in India. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Shehnaz, for presenting your paper on the Arabic journalism in India, its gradual development and advancement. So in this session, we have 3 scholars presented their papers, and now it is an open session for all the people, for all the participants, and for all the guests. If you have any questions, then you can ask, and the session will be for 15 minutes. Okay.
Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. While I congratulate all the learned speakers, the first, second, and third speakers for their very nicely conceived and well written papers or presentations. While I congratulate them lavishly, of course, and take it as an index of what we cherish in the field of academic deliberations of such areas. I must caution myself against being misrepresented or ill-conceived in regard to certain notions. So the first thing is that notions in this regard must be very clear. Besides the very phraseology we'll be using for presenting our views and findings, the basic notions regarding journalism must be understood, must be put, must be represented as they are taken in modern day perspectives. So here journalism in toto cannot be taken for academic journalism. This is my first submission, and I think I have raised this issue in my speech. And so when it comes to commenting on or giving reasons to certain historical factors or phenomena, like what have been the factors of or the reasons for the delay of in the emergence of journalism, Arabic journalism in India. So I have serious doubts regarding this proposition that since Arabic happened to be the religious language of the Muslims, and they actually had sort of sanctum sanctorum attitude, holy cow attitude towards Arabic language. Because using Arabic as a medium of expression, it was not limited to zoological domain, right from the since the early stages of emergence of Islam in the Indian subcontinent. So we have deliberations in social sciences, history, geography, also in sciences, chemistry, mathematics, astrology. You can find the details in the books chiefly the book of Zubair Ahmed. You'll be finding the contributions in this regard. So here this notion gets defeated that because of the religious aspects or the sanctity aspect of Arabic language, this delay was caused. It's not like this. So we have to find out the historical reasons. And I think the historical reasons are, some of the historical reasons have been hinted upon in my early submissions. I am afraid if Rashid Nadwi would be taken as Maulana Wadih Rashid Nadwi. So I think it was Wadih Rashid Nadwi, who I'm a very humble student of his, was very outstanding figure in the field of academic journalism in India. And if we simply try to find out something that is close to the notion of journalism in its spirit in India, written in Arabic or produced in Arabic, Maulana Wadih Rashid Sahab would be the most towering figure in this field. And we have lots of evidences to elaborate on this point. His, every issue of Al-Ba'ath al-Islami, the past issues of Al-Ba'ath al-Islami, had his column. And it was of purely journalistic nature. Purely journalistic nature, addressing the news, analyzing the news. So it was less to do with the theological domain or purely academic domain. So that actually brings to us a foremost personality in the, for example, icon in the field of Arabic journalism. So I think the first speaker and the second speaker, while I revere their presentations highly, I think they must take this aspect into consideration. Now, sometimes I am perplexed if I find the word of linguistic miracle and take it as positive while deliberating upon any journal or any presentation. What do you mean by linguistic miracle? Language is a human science. The first thing is that I, as a student of history of Arabic literature, who has been lecturing on this topic since the last 3 decades or so, I have been pointing out this difference, basic difference between the religious perspective and the linguistic perspective. Arabic as language cannot be confused with the religious domain. So what is language? Language is human. What is human? It has some human paradigms, concrete paradigms, well-defined linguistic paradigms. So here, it is not something like divine language and human language. Can we say that Quran is divine language? Again, this is a very big question. But in my analysis, it is that the history of language must be based on well-perceived, well-established notions of what is language. So I fail to understand the very notion behind linguistic miracle. If there is something as miracle, because miracle actually that goes against the rules of nature, the law of nature, mu'jiza, karamat, khaliq lil-'ada. Language cannot be khaliq lil-'ada. As a student of language, I can affirm that language cannot be mu'jiza in this perspective. So I think we should find some better, terminologies for this. My same apprehension regarding some projections of the third speaker, and of course I must congratulate her for her scholarly presentation. Sautul Ummah, Ar-Ra'id, Ad-Da'i, Al-Ba'ath al-Islam, and all these journals and academic journals or theological journals, Majallat Ilmiya, Da'awiyya, Islamiya, things like that. I'm afraid that if I can take them as examples of Arabic newspapers, they are not Arabic newspapers. And there must be some difference between Arabic organ, journal. Journal is actually journal. Jour is day in French. I've been a student of French language, so I can speak about it very confidently. But even as a terminology, if journal is taken as organ, majalla. So again, these are not the newspapers. There has to be a difference between journal and majalla. So thank you very much, and again I congratulate the speakers. But caution myself again. I don't say cautioning them, of course. I'm just cautioning myself against being some illusions in this regard. Thank you very much.
Sir, Professor Sanogra, sir, my question is that you said that the linguistic of miracle, and you said that we cannot say any particular language or divine language. So there is an entire, literature of on this regard that the Quran has some kind of miracle language, and it has, stumped the entire the Arabian people. So how we can segregate these notions? Because if we agree to this particular opinion, then the entire thing which we have made throughout the years and the miracle of Balagat and all these things will be collapsed. So what would be your answer?
Well, that's again a very big question, and it actually paves the way for some illusions, and these illusions must be addressed. When we say Ijaz al-Quran, there are lots of books written under the title Ijaz al-Quran, Ijaz al-Quran bil-Baqillani. But the basic question is that if you ask this question to yourself while going through these texts, if they are the divine texts, if they are talking about something that is 100% divine, So what's the basic notion of divinity in this regard? This language, this paradigm, this text as it is in Arabic, just as say the Vedas are in Sanskrit. Now, is this language divine or it is human?
No,
Language is
not divine.
Language is divine, is not divine. But Ijaz, the very concept of Ijaz, I think, as a humble student of Arabic language and theology, is that this type of paradigm, or this paradigm, is usually very difficult to produce by the common peoples. They represent the best in the domain of language. They represent the best in the domain of language. Now, if we say that they represent the best in the domain of a divine language, then again there will be a very big question. You are talking about divine language, but this divine language has been represented by the phraseology, by the phonetics which are human. So here, in some higher philosophical perspective, we are confusing between ontology with phraseology. So here, the very notion of Ijaz is to be corrected, is to be taken in right perspective. Now, here, my simple question to myself or the speakers would be, what does it actually mean when we say miracles of language? जब वो मुअज्जिज़ बयानी कहते हैं, मुअज्जिज़ा कहते हैं, उसका मतलब क्या है? मुअज्जिज़ा तो शकुल कमर का था। हम फलसफे की किताबों में देखें, कलाम की किताबों में देखें, वहाँ पर मुअज्जिज़े का तस्वुर क्या आएगा? जो चीज़ खारिक़ लिल आदा है, जो नेचुरल कायदे कानून के खिलाफ है, शकुल कमर का वाक़या हो गया। इस तरह के जो मुअज्जिज़ात होते हैं। अब मेरा एक छोटा सा सवाल है, अपने आप से भी और अपने मुअज़्ज़ज़ असातिज़ा से भी। कुरान शरीफ में जो मुअज्जिज़ बयानी का तस्वुर है, वो इस पैरामीटर में उसको कहाँ रखना चाहिए? कहाँ रखना चाहिए? क्या ऐसा रखना चाहिए कि जो कि इंसानी उसूल व ज़वाबित हैं, जो कि कुदरत के उसूल व ज़वाबित हैं, उनको वायलेट करते हैं? अगर मुअज्जिज़ा का ये मतलब लेते हैं तो ये तो मुनासिब नहीं होगा। लिहाजा कुरान की मुअज्जिज़ बयानी के तस्वुर को मेरे ख्याल से मुनासिब पर्सपेक्टिव में लेना चाहिए। अगर उसको खारिकुल आदा के माने में ले लें तो फिर जो है क्या होगा? मिसगाइडिंग होगा। तो वहां पर शायद मैं एक अदना तालिब इल्म हूँ, मेरे ख्याल से ये तस्वुर होगा कि जुबान के जो मेयार हैं और जो कि वेल डिफाइंड हैं, हमारे सामने मौजूद हैं, उनकी जो आला तरीन सतह है उसकी नुमाइंदगी की जाती है। उनमें किसी तरह के कवायद, ज़वाबित वगैरह का वायलेशंस नहीं है, और खूबसूरती के जो आला मदारिज हैं उनकी तर्जुमानी करते हैं। मुअज्जिज़ बयानी का ये मतलब है। मुअज्जिज़ बयानी को यहाँ अगर हम खारिक़ लिल आदा के पर्सपेक्टिव में लें तो मेरे ख्याल से इससे बहुत ज़्यादा सवालात उभर सकते हैं।
So again, the question lies that you talked about the holy cow and sanctum. So basically, can someone not say that we believe in kind of divine or any kind of miracle language because we are told to believe that, right? We are, as a Muslim, we believe that this is the nature of language and that this.
The words of the phrases of sanctum, sanctorum, or holy cow were used in particular perspective. I had referred them, giving in view certain perspectives. That is, if you just elaborate or explain the phenomenon, the delay, why Arabic journalism was delayed in the Indian perspective, and you say that it was because of the Arabic being the religious language. Now, this notion, this interpretation is self-defeating. This is self-defeating. Because if it was like that, and I projected it, I mean, you simply want to confine this aspect to a particular domain. तक़द्दुस का एक ऐसा आला मज़हर है, उस पर आप उसको मुनहसर महसूर करना चाहते हैं। मेरी अदना तफ़हीम में ये रवैया दुरुस्त नहीं है। अगर ये दुरुस्त होता اگر یہ درست ہوتا تو پہلے وقت سے یعنی اسلام ہندوستان میں جب آیا اس وقت سے جو کچھ لکھا گیا جو کچھ لکھا جاتا وہ صرف قرآن کے بارے میں لکھا جاتا کسی اور موضوع پر لکھا نہیں جاتا. تاریخ پر لکھا گیا کہ نہیں لکھا گیا, جغرافی پہ لکھا گیا کہ نہیں لکھا گیا, دوسرے بہت سے موضوعات پہ لکھا گیا, سماجیات پہ لکھا گیا جن کو ہم سوشل سائنسز کہتے ہیں. اور میں نے عرض کیا کہ آپ اس سلسلے میں جو زبید احمد صاحب کی کتاب ہے اس کو آپ پڑھیں تو آپ کو پتہ چلے گا کہ ہندوستانیوں نے, جس سے عام طور پر ہم لوگ واقف بھی نہیں ہوتے ہیں, فزکس میں کیا لکھا, کیمسٹری میں کیا لکھا, فلسفی میں کیا لکھا, منطق و فلسفے میں کیا لکھا, یہ ساری چیزیں ہمارے سامنے ہیں. یہاں پر اگر دیکھیے, اگر ہم یہ کہیں کہ عربی زبان تقدس کی وجہ سے اس میں جرنلزم نہیں اس میں آئی تو یہ تو کوئی بات نہیں ہوئی. تقدس کی وجہ سے, کیونکہ کیمسٹری مقدس ہے. اگر صحافت مقدس نہیں ہے تو کیمسٹری بھی مقدس نہیں ہے, صحافت مقدس نہیں ہے تو ریاضی بھی مقدس نہیں ہے. تو اگر ان علوم و فنون میں عربی زبان میں ہندوستان میں پہلے سے لکھا گیا تو پھر اس موضوع پہ کیوں؟ تو میرے کہنے کا مقصد تھا کہ اس طرح سے تاریخی واقع تاریخی ایک جو مظہر ہے اس کی تشریح و تعبیر نہیں کی جا سکتی. سو اٹ واز سم تھنگ لائک دیٹ. تھینک یو ویری مچ.
پہلے تو مبارکباد تمام ریسرچ اسکالرس کو. صرف ایک مسٹیک کس نے کی ہے مجھے یاد نہیں ہے. الندوہ عربی کا میگزین نہیں ہے, وہ اردو میں نکلتا ہے. اور دوسری بات, سید ابو الحسن علی ندوی کو صحافی
اردو عربی میں فرق ہے کیا کچھ؟
الگ سے عربی ہو گیا ہے. تو الندوہ عربی میگزین نہیں ہے اور سید ابو الحسن علی ندوی اس کے تھے, تو اس لیے ان کو عربی صحافی کی حیثیت سے ان کا نام کبھی بھی نہیں دیا جاتا ہے. اس کو کریکٹ کیجیے گا تاکہ آئندہ آپ لوگوں کو آسانی ہو. شکریہ بہت بہت.
Yes, thank you so much. So, in my opinion, that this seminar, the very basic purpose of this seminar is not to just read something which we have written or prepared. It is the basic purpose should be that how my research papers has raised some kind of debates, as Professor Sanawullah Sahab has some very serious debates. So this is the very purpose of this seminar, and it must be adhered. And we would like to thank you, Professor Sanawullah Sahab, that he came to us and he gave us opportunity to learn a lot of things. And I'm very thankful to you.
دیوالت کے لیے معافی چاہتا ہوں.
So this question session really was very meaningful, and after that I would request Professor, the president of this session, Professor Shahid Nokhes from Maulana National Urdu University, Hyderabad, and I would like to request him to deliver his presidential remarks.
بہت شکریہ. دیکھیے, ثناءاللہ صاحب کی تقریر کے بعد یا وضاحت کے بعد اب اس میں مزید کچھ بچا نہیں ہے. انہوں نے جس طرح تینوں پیپر پر بات کی, لیکن جو چیز نکل کے آ رہی ہے کہ ایک طرف آپ دیکھیں گے تو کمار سمبھوم, رگھوونشم, میگدوتم, ابھیگیان شنکرنتم, یہ سنسکرت کے ورنکوش ہیں جہاں سے صحافت پیدا ہوتی ہے, یا جسے وہ بتاتے ہیں کہ یہ یہیں سے صحافت کا جنم ہوتا ہے, صحافت وجود میں آتی ہے, یا یہی چیزیں ہیں. دوسری طرف ہمارے یہاں کتابت کاتب وحی یا کتابت وحی یا پھر مکتوبات یا ملفوظات, تو دونوں طرف تقدس کے پہلو اتنے بھاری ہو گئے ہیں کہ جب عقیدت یا نفرت ہو تو سب سے زیادہ نقصان حقیقت کا ہوتا ہے. تو صحافت اسی حقیقت کی متلاشی ہے, اور ہم اسے یا تو عقیدت کی نگاہ سے ڈھونڈ رہے ہیں یا نفرت کی نگاہ سے ڈھونڈ رہے ہیں. تو جو حقیقت ہے اس کو تلاش کیا جائے, اس میں تقدس بھی ہے اور حقیقت بھی ہے. بہت شکریہ.
Thank you so much, Professor Shahid Nokhes Sahab. And after this presidential remark, I would like to announce the end of this session, and there are some lunch arrangements outside of this hall. The next next session would start at 2:30 p.m. So please be here.